Welcome to r/slash Offmychest, where OP saves someone's life. Our next Reddit post is from OK Elderberry. I saved a kid's life today, but I feel awful. I was outside smoking when I saw this kid booking it down the sidewalk, and then his mom a second later running and shouting after him. He couldn't have been more than 4. I don't even know if I had time to think before I was on my feet sprinting down the road in my socks. I've never been so effing terrified in my life. I live on a busy road that breaks off of a highway leading from the border into town, so there's a lot of traffic and a lot of people speeding down the street. There were so many things running through my mind at once, but mainly that if I didn't get to him in time, the chances of him being hit were pretty high. I was genuinely trying to mentally prepare myself in case I had to jump in front of a car to save this kid. Suddenly, my physical capabilities could be the difference between someone's life and death, or at least injury, which I wasn't emotionally prepared for in the slightest. I was scared, but I moved faster than I ever have in my life. I didn't think that I was capable of doing that, and I don't think that I could do it again unless the circumstances were the same. I'm physically disabled and have a bad leg from an accident when I was young, so I wasn't confident I could catch him, but I knew that I had to. No matter what, I had to catch him. I caught up to him just as he was about to cross through another road. Thankfully, he turned around and when he saw me, he froze. I think seeing a grown man he didn't know barreling towards him at full speed scared him, and I'm just glad he didn't start running in the other direction. I brought him back to his mom, who wasn't far behind, and she was almost inconsolable, understandably so. She thanked me profusely, and I offered to walk her back to one of her family members who was waiting up ahead. She accepted, and it took everything I had in me to keep my composure until I got back into my own home, and I just broke down and cried. I've had daydreams about saving someone's life before, and I think everyone does once in a while. It's much different in reality, though. My girlfriend said that I was somebody's hero today, but I don't feel like it. I don't feel proud. Maybe I can't, because I'd have to acknowledge how dire the situation was. I don't know. I can't stop thinking about what could have happened if I didn't catch up to him. I can't get his mom's terrified face out of my head. I can't imagine what she's feeling right now. I just know it's probably worse than whatever I'm dealing with. It feels wrong to take pride in it when this might be one of the worst days of her life. Maybe I'm being too hard on myself, but this is not something I've ever experienced. I don't even know what I should be feeling. I don't know what the correct response here is. I've gone from being overwhelmed with dread to just feeling numb, detached, and sore. I do the same thing in a heartbeat, but I really hope I never have to again. Sounds like OP is experiencing a post-adrenaline crash, which is not a pleasant experience. Maybe even some mild PTSD, conceivably. So OP, don't be too harsh on yourself. You did good, kid. Our next Reddit post is from Judo Plant. My 25-year-old wife threw away my entire Pokémon card collection because she said that I was too old for it. I'm a 30-year-old guy, and I've been collecting Pokémon cards since I was a kid. Some of them were from the 90s and even worth a bit of money. Not that it matters, since I would never sell them. But mostly, these are sentimental items because they remind me of my childhood. I kept them neatly in binders on a shelf in my office. A few days ago, I noticed they were gone, and when I asked my wife of 2 years where they were, she casually told me that she threw them out because, "You're a grown man, you don't need to play with kid stuff." I honestly felt sick. She didn't even ask, just binned something that had been part of my life for decades. When I got angry, she doubled down and said that I should thank her for helping her move on. Seems to me like I might need to file for divorce, so I just wanted to shout this into the void while I decide what to do. I do agree this is divorce-worthy. I'm aware that Reddit is very quick to say, divorce, dump 'em, move on with your life. But if the person you love, your partner in life, is intentionally ruining your joy for no reason, just to ruin your joy, why be with them? Having a partner is supposed to make you happy, not add misery to your life. Then on top of that, throwing away something of value just to be cruel without even selling it is an extra layer of stupidity. Our next Reddit post is from Moldy Wolf. My cat saved my life this morning. My partner leaves for work before I do, and this morning they left around 7:30 as usual. For the next 2 hours, my cat was screaming at me nonstop, and I just couldn't figure out why. She kept leading me into the kitchen, but I thought that she was just trying to get me to feed her again, even though I knew that my partner had already fed her. Finally, when I was starting to prep my breakfast and she was still standing there crying at me, I noticed the smell of natural gas and immediately looked at our stove to see one of the knobs was a little past the off orientation but was unlit. I ended up airing out my place for 20 minutes and everything was fine, and my cat stopped crying immediately after. I just wanted to share her story because she's the best girl ever and she's going to get lots of treats for saving me from blowing up this morning. Trust your animals, folks. They know when something's wrong. You know, my dog Hugo of Puppy Bloopers fame used to be pretty 50-50 in terms of whether he wanted to spend time with me or my wife until my wife got pregnant. Basically, the moment she tested positive, Hugo could just tell that, I guess by smell. And he started sticking to her like glue, and to this day, he's always around her 95% of the time. If my wife is in the house, my dog is with her. He also got super protective of her after that. Not like against me, he's fine with me, but if a stranger comes by and my wife is in the house, he'll go into attack murder dog mode. So yeah, pets can definitely have your back sometimes. Our next Reddit post is from Soggy Supermarket. I buried my vibrator in the garden. Okay, sorry, but I was panicking. It's Sunday and my parents had gone to church. And by church, I mean church, and I'm about to get kicked out. I bought a cheap vibrator off a cheap website because you can't exactly buy anything with a card and not have your parents find out who you are. And when I say Christian, I really mean Christian. So I managed to hide it very well in my room. They snoop. I managed to get out of church today. I'm not religious, but I have to fake. Do you fake with the vibrator too? So then the fun began. Well, the freaking vibrator button breaks, and I'm like, no, because it won't turn off. And suddenly my parents have come back home for something. I hear the keys in the door. This thing's on full speed mode, so it's buzzing and my heart is pounding. So I turn on the shower water and I threw the thing out the bathroom window into the bushes, away from the driveway. My parents left again, and this thing's still going. I had just charged it. I ran outside and tried to turn it off again, but it's just not working and it's still going. In my panic, I buried it deep in the soil and made absolutely sure to know where it was so I could dispose of it later. Dinner time was awkward, with my parents talking about church, and all I could think about is my little gardening expo today. OP was either too panicky or too horny to realize she could just take out the batteries. Our next Reddit post is from Lovelopter. So I'm in college and work weekends at this little diner near campus. Most of the regulars are chill, but every now and then you get someone who just shows up looking for a fight. It's always over the dumbest stuff too, like they'll explode because their toast is too crispy or their coffee isn't boiling hot. One time, this older guy completely lost it on me over how his eggs were cooked. I couldn't do anything about it, they were literally fine, but he wouldn't stop yelling. My manager, who's about my age and also a student, stepped in and just goes, "That's it, you're fired." I played along. I took off my apron, started fake begging like, "Please, I need this job. I'm paying my way through college. I can't lose it." My manager stayed stone cold. The customer, who had been raging, instantly panicked and started saying, No, it's not that serious. Don't fire them, it's fine." He went from furious to apologizing in about 5 seconds. We've done it a couple of more times since then when people come in acting like complete monsters. Every single time, the angry person backs down. It actually feels kinda satisfying watching them realize their meltdown might actually have consequences for someone just trying to survive. I told some friends about it, and they said it's messed up because those people probably go home thinking they cost some broke college kid their job. But I don't feel guilty. If you can't treat workers with basic decency, maybe you deserve a little wake-up call. Yeah, I'm on your side, OP. I think you're like a very low-tier superhero. And you're, delivering justice to very low-tier supervillains. Our next Reddit post is from Deleted. I hate my lying influencer neighbor. My neighbor is an influencer who makes her money selling an image, but it's all a lie. Her socials show her as a humble mother living a small country life. She has a small home, some land, amazing views, and a lovely old farmhouse. People always comment about how she makes it look easy, and she'll say something like, All things are possible with God. People look at her page, and it definitely makes it seem like being a mother to 8 kids and running a farm is easy. She even homeschools all of her kids. I see mothers in her comments saying that they can barely do it with 3 kids, and they don't know how she does it. She says you just need to have faith, and God will give you the strength. That it's hard work, but a humble life is important. Anyways, she lives on a $2-point-something million property while she owns a house twice the size on the coast. Her photos are very strategically taken to make the rooms look small. She has live-in nannies, all of her children have tutors, a cleaning staff, and they have people who work on the farm and care for all the animals. Oh, and all those photos of her on the land with that old farmhouse in the distance, that's my house in the background. She's even flown drones over my property and put my property in her videos that makes it seem like this property is hers. Our house fits the poor, humble homestead look, I guess. Whereas her house screams money, so you never see it on her socials. I get that she's selling an image and not a reality, but I dislike dishonesty and I hate that it feels like we're almost complicit. I hate seeing moms in the comments saying they think they want a homestead, but they're worried they can't handle it, and her telling them it's not as hard as they would think, and suggests they buy her oils to have more energy or help with fatigue, so they too can have a life like hers. It just gives me the ick so much, and I hate to hate anyone, but I hate it! True, all influencers suck, including me. Our next Reddit post is from Hershey's Kiss. My boyfriend laughed at my proposal. I'm a 25-year-old woman, and my boyfriend is 23. We've been together for 5 years. I love him so much. It was a nice fall day yesterday, and we went on a nice trail ride. Then we went for a swim. There's a lake close to our place. We went out for a dinner, then we went on a nice evening hike. We were in this beautiful clearing. I've been thinking of proposing for a while now, and I figured that we were in the perfect spot. So I pulled out the ring, got down on my knee, and asked him to marry me. He looked at me for a second, then started laughing. I honestly didn't know what to think. But then he got down on his knee in front of me, pulled out a ring, and said, "I was gonna ask you the same question." I thought that was hilarious. We both had the same plan. We put the rings on each other's fingers, then we kissed and hugged. We hugged for a while, and honestly, thinking back on it, the day seems perfect. Now we're engaged. I woke up this morning and I felt so happy. We told everyone about it today, and my parents got so excited. His family got excited too. OP, that's so cute. That was rSlash Offmychest, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit episodes every single day.